We've got some breaking news on Boeing with Phil LeBeau. Phil.
And Sarah, this is big news. Boeing announcing that it will be cutting production of its 737 MAX. That is the plane that's built in Renton, Washington. And this is a cut of 20%. Production will cut from 20%, dropping from 52 per month down to 42 per month. And that's the reason why you see shares of Boeing ticking lower right now. We have a chart that we can show you that shows how monthly production of the 737 has gradually moved higher over the last couple of years. It's currently at 52 a month. It was supposed to go up to 57 per month by the end of this year, but there's the chart that shows that. But as you can see now, they're going to cut back starting in the middle of this month down to 42 per month. CEO Dennis Muhlenberg out with a prepared statement saying that this is the smart move, given the fact that they are focusing their efforts on finalizing a software fix for the 737 that they believe will ultimately be certified by the FAA and other regulators around the world so that this plane can start flying again. Guys, this is important for the main reason that production drives sales, which drives revenue. And as soon as you start cutting that, it makes everybody on Wall Street say, OK, let's bring down our estimates. And it's not just for Boeing. It's for a number of their suppliers, too. Take a look at Spirit Aerosystems out of Wichita, Kansas. They build the fuselage for the 737. You look at a company like that, they're going to feel an impact by this cut in production. And by the way, Boeing has already started reaching out to many of its suppliers, explaining to them what they're going to be doing. So it's not a huge surprise in that regard. But again, guys, that's the main news. One other piece of news that Boeing is announcing, Dennis Muhlenberg says that there will be a committee formed on the board of directors to review the company-wide policies and processes for the design and development of airplanes. This is a subject matter that has come under great scrutiny, especially in Washington, where a number of lawmakers have said, what's the process? And basically, what's the process between Boeing, self-certification, and the FAA, as well as other regulators around the world? So, guys, that's the news. Boeing cutting production of the 737 down to 42 a month from 52 a month.
Phil, why the change in sentiment? A couple of weeks ago, a month ago, we were talking about how they were so keen not to have to cut production.
Sure.
What's changed?
Look at their change in their commentary just over the last week and a half. Remember, we were out in Renton, Washington last week. They held a briefing for reporters as well as for others who are primary to the future of the 737. And in it, that briefing, they said, look, we believe that we have a solution worked out, that we will be able to forward it to the FAA by the end of the week. Clearly, as they have been working on this software fix, they have determined that there are a number of other things that they need to finalize in order to send that to the FAA. And guys, at the same time, the FAA has made it clear they're not going to rubber stamp this. They're going to be working with regulators around the world. They are likely to take many weeks, if not a couple of months maybe, to approve any fix for the 737. So in the meantime, what do you do if you're Dennis Muhlenberg and the rest of the leadership at Boeing? Do you keep building these planes and then moving them to different fields around Washington or in the Pacific Northwest or out in the desert in Southern California? I think they're believing that the smart move right now, bring down production. If they can keep it down maybe for a couple of months, then they perhaps can bring it up later in the year.